Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us here. My name is Sanjeev Virk, and I have Pamela and I have Alicia from the Lumen Photon therapy or the Lumen Photon technology company here. Basically, they've come out with just a miraculous product, and I have my own testimonial with this product I'm going to be sharing with you guys. But before I do that, I'd like to go ahead and welcome. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Alicia, both for taking all the time and sharing with our viewers what we're about to talk about here today. I'm curious to know. So what is the company anyway? It's Lumen Photon, and is that like is that the brand itself? Is Lumen Photon?
Yes, this is our company, Lumen Photon Therapy. We founded more than 20 years ago for this therapy. We were exposed to it in the vet world before it was approved for human use, and we just really saw the potential. We were very excited about it, and at that time, my husband and I basically mortgaged everything, and got started. We were on the scene before it was approved for human use, and we've been active. We actually had the first purely light therapy clinic in the country.
Wow. So where are you guys based out of, by the way?
We are in Western North Carolina. We're in a very rural area, actually.
So you say 20 years. So when you say 20 years, you've been involved in this. How did you guys come across this technology?
Actually, our family, we have horses, and we had, we were involved in a group, and we sponsored a particular trainer. And it was really a very serendipitous sort of situation. My husband was only there because somebody paid for him to handle her horse. And at the lunch break, somebody who had heard about the light therapy and with horses asked a question. And I always like to tell this story because literally, I mean, I got chills. My whole body was electrified. And I said to my husband, this is why we're here. And within a month, we had, like I said, we went in completely. And then we formed our company and I got trained as a neuromuscular therapist so that we could work on people when it became approved for people.
Okay, that's really interesting. So it started off actually for in the veterinary space and equestrians and okay. So that being said, like how long did it did you guys have many issues trying to get this approved, or was it a pretty smooth process?
It was approved for human use before we opened our, as we opened our business concurrently with our business. So no, we didn't really have any problems with that. It was approved. It's actually approved for several very basic uses, but then the off-label uses are quite extensive. And over the years, 2 different times, the FDA has again reiterated the safety of this type of therapy. So we're able to sell it without prescription, and you can use it at home. It's very safe technology. We felt that way from the beginning, and we really aimed our company to, rather than be set up on the medical pharmaceutical sort of model where you have to come into the office to get the treatment. We did treatment to train people how to get, how to use the lights, and eventually our business segued. We work with doctors and practitioners and individuals all over the world, and it's more educational now. We do demos, but I don't see clients on a paying basis at this point, just because we don't have time for it. So.
Okay. Oh wow, interesting. And just so I want to show our viewers actually, so this is kind of what the pad looks like. This is just one model of the pad, and it lights up. It's got the whole controlling system with it and everything. 30-minute frequencies is the maximum you can kind of go up to, which is what I do I try to go for a couple hours. Initially I was doing a couple hours. Now I'm down to about an hour, and the lowest I'll try to do is at least half an hour a day. And I noticed that it's just like, something very incredible that's happening just in that area. And now, that's another question I wanted to ask you. So, scar tissue buildup, is this something, how does it work with scar tissue buildup? Like, if we want to get into the technical side of that.
It actually, our light systems have 7 different tissue-specific settings that come from the work of Dr. Paul Noget. So our lights are pulsed. They're not continuous delivery. It's a pulsed light delivery. And we actually have found that the pulsed light at these 7 different specific settings it targets tissue very, very well. So that's the first layer of how that works. And then so in combination, several, especially setting number 7, which is the most sedative setting, also helps to clear out scar tissue because of the capabilities in terms of circulatory lymphatic stimulation and also restructuring. Scar tissue has been shown actually under the lights to dissipate. We had a pretty interesting encounter with a woman who, she's a local lady, and she had cancer, and they had removed a significant section of her intestines. And so she started using the lights, and when she had a colostomy, and when she was going to go back in to have the colostomy removed, the surgeon told her, you have extensive scar tissue, it's going to be a very long surgery, that's all those things. When they did the surgery, when she was in recovery, the surgeon came to her and he said, I don't know what you did, but the scar tissue is gone. And what she did was she treated with the lights, and it over time, over the course of, a year and a half, however long it was, it actually cleared out the scar tissue from her surgery and rebuilt healthy tissue. And that's not the first time we've heard of that. That's an off-label use, but it does happen. It's very powerful, but very safe.
So, I mean, this is kind of, I hate to use the term cure-all, but the more and more people kind of use this for different problems that they're having, it seems to benefit everybody, whether it's obviously based on first of all, finding out the frequency is very important. There's 7 frequency settings, or is there 8 frequency settings, including the NICO?
And also one that's called just automatic, and NICO scrolls through 4 of the main tissue settings, and we put that originally together for a study we were doing with Carolina Cavitational Diagnostics about, I don't know if you've heard of cavitations in the jawbone. The cavitation is an anaerobic infection that often forms after an extraction, and it takes a long time to build up. But what happens is that anaerobic infection eats away the bone, and it causes systemic problems as well. So we were doing a study with that, and we were able to show resolution of even stage 4, the worst cavitations and rebuilding of the jawbone, using the NICO setting, which is the pre-patterned one that goes through the 4 main tissue settings. The automatic setting that we have since added runs through all 7 tissue-specific settings, and that's because we added that in because over time we began to feel that there is a systemic benefit to applying those healthy frequencies to the body on a regular basis, all of them. So that's why we did that.
So Alicia, I just wanted to quickly jump to you. So I believe you are Pamela's daughter, and I just wanted to see how you got involved and how this everything here intrigues you, and how you what is your day-to-day role with the company as well?
Yeah, so I like you said, I am her daughter, so it was kind of just a natural fit for me to start working at the business after I got out of college. I worked part-time for a while, and then I decided to quit my other job and sort of become full-time here with her. And I talk to customers as well on the phone. I do a lot of like back-end stuff. So I do the shipping and ordering of product and that sort of thing, kind of more boring aspects, I would say, for some people, but I enjoy it. And we also, because it's just the 2 of us, we really work together on a lot of things. So we're able to communicate, on every aspect really of the business, and we work together on that. So
yeah, very much a collaborative effort at this point, I would say.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I love the fact that it's all family based and family oriented right at this point. And, and that kind of, I think that it just adds a little bit of a different aspect and a different energy to the company. And, I'll tell you, the more research I was doing into the pad during the time when I was going to be ordering it, I came across just an unusually high amount of testimonials. So that means, and I'm pretty confident that you guys are getting testimonials daily, probably being reported to you. So if each one of you had to pick a one testimonial that really stuck with you, do you mind sharing something that's any specific one to each of you?
Gosh, there are a number over the years that have really stood out. One that was really early on that made such a huge impression on me was, we had a client, these people were traveling and they came into our offices here, and the woman had fallen during her pregnancy and she had broken both of her forearms. And when they repaired them, they damaged the nerves. So she was in excruciating pain, had been in excruciating pain for a number of years. She wore these like plastic guards to try to, she couldn't even hold her own baby. And somebody talked her into coming in and trying this therapy. And make a long story short, the woman ended up, they would not leave and go back to New York without purchasing our clinical equipment because she was able to get out of pain. And it was just this huge thing. And it was so exciting for us because at that time in the progression of our business, we were still operating on a lot of our own belief in what we were seeing. And so that has always been just a sweet memory for me. Another one was a young girl in the area who injured her foot playing soccer. And actually, I mean, it was as if her foot was disconnected from the rest of her leg. It was a horrific injury. And she was a senior in high school, and she was about to, her prom was coming up, and she didn't even know if she was going to be able to walk to participate in prom. And she was able to get out of the boot and completely, she went to the prom and was out of any kind of apparatus or anything. Her foot healed phenomenally well. And we've seen that over and over the years. So healing, pain relief, just a whole plethora of different things have been pretty amazing for us. And that's what, like I said earlier, that's what keeps us going. I mean, we went into this company because we felt like it would make a huge difference for your everyday person. And it has turned out to be true. So that's kind of a couple from me. Go ahead.
Those are extreme. Yeah. Sorry, Alicia, I was just gonna say those are extreme injuries that you just spoke about, and for somebody that can't comprehend like how a pad, looks like a very simple pad, but people, once you understand the technology behind it and what it really does, it's remarkable. So sorry to cut you off there, Alicia. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just gonna say some of my favorite testimonials are. I'm an animal lover, so I love to hear when people use them on their pets. And so there was one where recently, within the past year or so, a guy had a dog, and the dog had torn its cruciate, so it's basically an ACL in the dog's leg. And he did have to have surgery, but the dog was able to use the lights right after surgery, so post-surgically, and it really helped to speed up the healing process and cut down the inflammation in the scar tissue. And the dog is just thriving. It's back, it's so happy, and it's running around. He sent us pictures of it on the beach, and it just, those kind of stories are really heartwarming for me. So
definitely anything, those feel good stories, and just the fact that so for animals, because you mentioned initially that's how this even came into fruition for human use after the fact, but so it's really a well-rounded product for people with pets and human use. So that's good to know, in terms of knowing to get this out, because my whole one of the other reasons, not only did I really want to share my own testimony with everybody, but I really wanted to get this out to people that I know that are suffering, and without, people that don't need to rely on just drugs and all the negative things. There is a therapeutic device here available, and I say give it a try, give it a shot, and I truly believe that you'll be remarkably surprised with what it can do. My next thing that I'm going to be start using it for is for my eyes. If you notice that I have really dark circles, but I've had that since I was about 6-7 years old. So how even doctors can't pinpoint why. So they're saying allergic, it could be due to allergies, this and that. So I've tried so many things, and I can't seem to get them to fade. So that's my next little trial now that I'll be doing. And so what do you have, actually, since I've got you guys here, do you have a recommended setting that you believe would be good for that? If I could just put that over, is there a recommended frequency setting for that? I
would suggest 3 and 4. 3 is specific to the eye tissue, to eye and neural tissue, and okay. 4 is more circulatory and lymphatic, and sometimes that's associated with a lymphatic drainage issue, and certainly allergies play a part. The other thing you could do supplementally that might help would be to use the lights on setting number 4 over the liver. Because it's very powerful at helping the liver to detox and process whatever it might be holding. And right. So now I had an interesting experience with eyes myself, which didn't have to do with, the cosmetic part of it, but I had worn the same contact prescription for 20 years, almost 20 years. And about, maybe 8 years ago or so, I thought, okay, I'm getting a little older. Maybe I should use the lights to make sure I'm not getting, developing macular degeneration. So I started treating my eyes, and honestly, I did very little. I did maybe 5 minutes a couple times a week, and that was all I did. And the eye doctor started having to drop my prescription. And over a couple of years, I completely reversed the vision issues. No astigmatism, no vision loss. I don't wear any kind of corrective lens now at all, and haven't. And yeah,
so that brings me. I know a couple of family members are dealing with the issue of glaucoma. So is that something that anybody has reported? Any stuff with that?
Yeah, we've had really good success with glaucoma. With glaucoma, though, you want to go the other way and use setting number 7, which helps to lower and stabilize the pressures. And over time, we do see normalization, depending on, the severity of what's gone, there's a progression there. So it's hard to say. Everybody's body is different and we don't know the progression, but we have seen really, really good success. People have successfully been able to get off of the drops and kept their pressures at a lowered level, at a level that's safe, using the lights alone. These are all off-label things, but they're
yeah, exactly. So we're not making claims, but these are what people are reporting, and these are testimonials at the end of the day. So this is people's own reportings and how they basically have healed and have just really great results at the end of the day, right? So that's awesome. So we've covered some testimonials. I really wanted to see some things are in regards to the frequencies, like how did so I know you spoke briefly about that in the beginning there, but I wanted to kind of get a little bit deeper, if you don't mind, in regards to first of all, are there frequencies that you're maybe working on even to add in addition to what you already have, or is this kind of like, okay, you guys are now pretty confident and secure that these frequencies are all you need? So or where do you stand with that?
Well, we are I would say that our experience shows us that these 7 frequencies that were isolated by Dr. Paul Noget, actually originally, who was the founder of auricular acupuncture. These 7 frequencies cover every tissue in the body, and they are extremely powerful at both systemic and infectious processes, disease processes, injuries, all those things. So it's very, the light itself is healing at these frequencies, but when you add the pulsation settings in, it really targets tissue in a very powerful way. Having said that, we're always open to further developments. There is somebody who's working externally to our company on some additional frequencies and another way to use our pads to deliver those frequencies. We're very excited about that research. What we don't particularly want to do, in order to legally incorporate more frequencies, we would have to go back to the FDA and get reapproved, which is that's a pretty big. I really don't want to engage that if we don't have to. If we see something that is that mind-blowing, then perhaps we'll go that direction. I'm actually very interested. We're very interested right now in the research that's coming down the pike with other colors of light and how those are applicable. Like the blue, we added in originally, maybe 6-8 years ago, and we are seeing phenomenal success, and more research now is building about the blue in terms of antimicrobial, antibacterial action. So that's a really powerful addition that we did incorporate recently, and we are looking at the other colors, the other color frequencies of light for what their applications may be.
Wow. Well, okay, so you mentioned that, and I think I probably just skipped over, but so this is an FDA approved device.
It's FDA cleared, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so wow, that's really good to know.
And I say that because there is a clearance, but the clearance is broad, and they did approve it originally, but as I said, it has since been declassified, so it doesn't require a prescription or anything. But if we were to substantially change the function of the units, we would have to go back for another 510K. So another approval. So, that's not something I would rule out, but we're talking so much money that people have no idea how much money that actually costs. So, and we're a small company still,
Yeah. Yeah, so that's another thing. So in terms of manufacturing and everything, that's all you guys. So you guys from the from the beginning of everything that goes to the materials all the way to having it all packaged and sent out. So that's all you guys. You guys basically take care of all that from step A to all the way to Z, I guess, right?
Well, we have a manufacturing partner that actually builds for us, and but yeah, that's a long time association, and
Okay, and that's all in the USA.
our units are all built in the USA. We're completely USA made, and that's a conscious decision that we made early on, and we have resisted. A lot of companies have outsourced, especially technology is outsourced now out of the country, and we just have refused to do that. And it's just something we're committed to.
I'll say I'm glad that you guys are sticking with the manufacturer you're sticking with, because after 3 months of use and being a little bit rough with it once in a while and everything, it's still like a brand new unit. And it's really quality built. I mean, I'll tell you that much. Once you use it, once you feel it in your hand, you can see the quality. Obviously you want to be careful with it. You don't want to be too rough with it, but at the end of the day, it's a quality unit. And so in terms of, now let's get into some pricing so people have an idea. So how many models do you have, first of all, of this technology pad?
We have, oh gosh,
We have like 7 different pad options, but they come in multiple. So you can get single pad units, you can get dual pad units, you can get a 3 light unit versus a red and infrared unit. So there are a lot. There's probably 20 maybe total.
20. Okay.
Just different combinations.
Right. So I mean, I'm assuming it depends on what you're needing it for. So like, what's an ideal situation where you would require more pads just to cover more body area surface? So what type of an injury would that be, or what type of a condition would somebody really require that for?
One instance that I could think of would be systemic, like MS. We've had a lot of MS clients over the years, a lot of Parkinson's clients over the years. Things that are more systemic, where the systemic dose into the body becomes more important rather than the localized situation. And people with back injuries, I mean, we have large pads so you can get basically the whole spine, because some people really need to treat the whole spine. The bottom line though is you can do the same treatment with even our smallest pad unit, but if you're treating a large area, it's not going to be as time efficient, because you're going to have to move the pad to get the coverage that you want. But other than that, it's really a matter of, we would love to see like a whole body unit. You could just put your whole stuff in and apply different targeted areas, but we have not actually created such a thing yet, but we would like to.
I was searching online. There's a doctor, and she is actually a client of yours, basically an affiliate or a client of your guys's. And she was talking about, I can't remember her name now, but she was talking about the condition of plantar fasciitis. Is that how you pronounce it? Like, the foot issue. So how does that, so was that a setting and then they just placed a foot over top of that, or was it wrapped around, or how exactly was that something? And the reason I'm asking you is that because I've come across a few people that have that issue, and it'd be great to really let them know that this can possibly heal that. So what was the protocol for that?
I mean, we do see really great success with plantar fasciitis. We've heard about a number of our clients over the years that use it for that and do see resolution from the lights. Our suggestion would be, or mine would be, setting number 7 and 5. Setting number 7 is going to target the pain, and number 5 is really going to help the tendon and the ligament. So, and I would add to that the other thing that setting number 7 does, all of the settings have a certain amount of anti-inflammatory action. 7 helps to flush out whenever the body has an issue. It will begin to accumulate excess calcium into the area, which is part of the process that becomes arthritis. And so part of what happens there is the body is concentrating. You have inflammation, which lessens the circulation, and then not only do the toxins build up there, but also things like byproducts like the excess calcium and things. So what the lights can do is go in and flush that out and bring healthy circulation, healthy tissue,
healthy nutrients into the area and actually repair the tissue. And that's what they do.
Wow. So you know what, we could go on forever in regards to how the how many ailments and how many conditions this can really heal. I want to keep this first video. Maybe, you know, if time allows for you guys, we can do a series maybe monthly or something, and we can talk about certain conditions and you know, just kind of let our viewers know that there's going to be more information coming in regards to, you know, certain conditions. But for now, I think this is perfect what we've covered. This is enough to really get people to kind of look into this. I'm going to put some links below my video here as well. And, you know, you can reach out directly to me. You can reach out directly to Pamela and Alicia if you have any questions in regards to the product as well. And you know what, like I said, so I'm going to quickly, I don't think I had a chance to really go deeper into my testimonial, but I'll just end it with what had happened to me. I had an injury of L5, S1 and L4, L5 herniated discs. And those discs basically were protruding and pressing on a nerve, and specifically the nerve in the L5 and S1 region, which is responsible for your ankle reflexes and for the sides of the feet, the numbness on the sides of the feet and the calves as well. So that was the issue I was going with, and I still have some of that numbness there. And the reason for that is because I know that this did help with the pain, and it's cleared up a lot of inflammation, and it's cleared up a lot of, it's made you know, room for that area to breathe. So I already know that, and this is why that's kind of the pressure is releasing from that area. However, there's still a little bit of nerve issues. Then the problem with nerves are they take the longest time to heal out of probably everything, that any injury you can have. Well, if you have a nerve injury, that nerve takes the longest to heal. You know, and so that's kind of where I'm at. But at the end of the day, from where I started to where I am now, it's a friggin' 95%, I'll say, you know, towards the better side of things. It's just a little bit of you know, I got to keep going, and it's only been 3 months compared to how long I've been suffering. You know, I'll take that any day. So yeah, like I said, that was kind of my testimonial. So it's for back pain, for herniated discs, nerve type of injury. You know, if there's anything that any viewers have, a specific condition that they want to know if this is maybe, you know, beneficial to them, like I said, please reach out, leave a comment, whatever you want to do, and I'll make sure that I get back to you. So that being said, guys, I appreciate your time. I appreciate, first of all, this technology you guys are, you know, doing, and especially during these times when there's a lot of health-related conditions that are happening, and you know, anywhere it can benefit people. So I thank you for your service, and I thank you for your time. So if you want to say anything, please feel free to any message you would like to have to our viewers.
One thing I would say is, you know, even after 20 years, people are still sometimes reluctant to try, because it sounds too good to be true. You know, the first coverage we ever got, they used footage from Star Trek, you know, where the Bones was holding the light over to heal people. That's the first coverage we ever got. They used that footage, and they said, this sounds like Star Trek, but it's not. And that's what I would want to say to people is, give it a try. We have what we call a 30-day happiness warranty, because usually, now we can't clear everything. I'm not making that claim by a long shot, but usually people can really tell a difference pretty quickly. And we stand behind our product and our work completely, so.
Okay. So there is a 30-day warranty, that, you know, money back guarantee type of thing, that if people are not happy with it, they can, you know, they can reach out and they can return it for whatever reason. So, you know, before ending here, now you brought up another good topic. You're saying that, so you have had coverage. So so a lot of like this technology now, like you said, has been available for quite a few years now. So the type of coverage that you've had, so I'm assuming like there've been news media coverages, and you know, like media has probably approached you guys and really, you know, shine some light on this. So is there any specific you know, experience with any, you know, exposure, any type of what's the word I'm trying to look for here, like a news piece or a news article that you want to talk about in specific?
I can't think of anything particular. I mean, there is stuff out there. There are various interviews and a lot of written material. There are several doctors who've covered us pretty extensively. One thing that is that we don't pay at all for any endorsement or testimonial. So any of the doctors or individuals who talk about the success they've had with our lights, they're talking about it because they know it works, not because they're being paid. And unfortunately, that's a really sad part of what goes on in medical technology, is there are people out there who will hack whatever they get paid for. That's not what's happening with Lumen Photon therapy. You know, if there's a testimonial out there, it's because it was real. So I just think that's important, because especially in a time when there's so much misinformation, I think that's an important note.
Oh, okay, awesome. Appreciate that. And you're right, because even like I said, I'm here. I reached out to you guys, and you know, and I asked if you guys had the opportunity and the time to really want to jump on and have this conversation with me, because I wanted to share my story, and I wanted to be able to really you know, let people know that this device is available. Give it a shot. Okay, so awesome. That being said, I really want to thank you guys once again, Pamela, Alicia. Thanks for your time, and we'll sign off for now. Okay.
All right, thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye
Bye-bye.
now.